Hey everybody, welcome to Trucks. By now I'm sure you've all seen the cool 2005 Chevy Colorado. This is the one that replaced the old Chevy S10. It's a great looking new truck, and it's got a really torquey 3.5 liter inline 5. But, like all new stock trucks, it needs a little attitude. And the aftermarket's all over it. So, we're installing the first lift kit designed for this truck.
That's right, we're gonna upsize this midsize.
Yeah.
Pretty cool paint, huh?
I like it.
We're doing this trick build-up for this Colorado for the Skyjacker company. When we get through with it, it's going out on the show circuit. Now, show trucks have got to catch the eye, and this one's already been shot with a marbleized blue lower third, red scallop graphics with a droplet effect, and it's all topped off with cool airbrush accents and drop shadows.
Now, if you think my buddy Kevin sounds like he knows what he's talking about, that's because he does. As a matter of fact, you've already seen some of the work he's done in our previous shows.
That's right, I got to do the paint and body work on Project Big Blaze, Project Copperhead, and Stacy featured a 67 Ranchero that I customized.
Boy, that was a sweet ride.
You bet, but that's all in the past. You are not going to want to miss what we got coming up.
That's right. Our stock Colorado's only got about 7 inches of ground clearance. So, our new lift kit will give us a much better stance. We've got 32-inch tires and wheels coming in. And finally, we'll let it breathe better for more horsepower.
Now, the first thing we're going to do is give this truck a little bit extra stance. That's going to give us two things. Number one, it's going to make the truck look bigger than it actually is. And number two, it's going to give us tons more suspension travel.
That's right, Kev. And to get that done, we're going to put on this Skyjacker 4-inch lift kit. Comes with the knuckles, cross members, drop brackets, leaf springs, and all the nuts and bolts to put this thing together. Let's get busy.
The first thing we need to do before we take anything apart is to measure this torsion bar adjustment bolt. That way, after the kit's installed, we put this back to the same measurement and retain our factory alignment specs.
Next, we're going to remove the tie rod ends and the brake calipers. With the sway bar end links out, next we remove the CV axle retaining nut, followed by the knuckles. Then we remove the lower A-arm and the drive shaft. Support the front differential, remove the bolts, and lower it away.
All right, we're down to the last piece of the stock system to come out of here, and that's this A-arm bushing. It's going to be replaced by this heavy-duty aluminum bushing that Skyjacker provides with their kit. To make this happen, we use this ball joint press. This now actually becomes a stationary mount for the new rear crossmember.
All right, let's get serious. All right, we're going to speed things up right now. Kevin's going to work the driver's side. I'm working the passenger side. As you can see, I've already got my bushing installed, and now it's time to put in the drop bracket that goes between the frame and the front axle. I love it when a plan comes together. Now it's time to put the differential back in place.
I'll give you a half a pump. Okay.
All right, let's make some noise.
Now to get the power back to the front wheels, we need to insert this aluminum spacer into the drive line at the transfer case.
While Kevin's back there reinstalling the drive shaft, I'm gonna give you a few tips on installing these cross members. Guys, don't forget your crush sleeves. They fit right inside these factory mounts. You've got your bushings, a little bit of grease. You set them, you tap them. Hey, we're ready to go.
Check this out. My washer has to stay here. I only got 2 hands. Here's what I'm going to do. I've got some rope adhesive. It goes on the back side of my washer. Now I put this up in place, jam it down where it needs to be, and I've got both hands free to set my cross member.
Well, you talk about a knuckle buster, but in a good way. What we've done is we've ground down the factory A-arm so the new cross members will fit. I've made a mark at the end. We're gonna go 4 1/4 inches off this mark. That way when we grind down the upper layer, it'll be flush with the lower layer.
One of the cool things about this lift kit is this torsion bar relocation bracket. What this allows us to do is keep our torsion bars in the stock location, keep our factory alignment specs, and it keeps our torsion bars tucked safely away behind the frame rail. You in?
I'm in.
Cool. With our A-arm installed, now we can tell where our new bump stop goes. Yeah, right there. Now what we've got to do is drill it, tap it, screw it into place.
All right, we've got our A-arm in place. Time to knuckle down. We're going to replace this factory knuckle with this new Skyjacker piece. This Skyjacker knuckle is not only longer, but it's beefier and it's CNC machined for a better fit. Be careful with your ABS line when you're doing a reassembly.
This is where it's not graceful anymore. We got the front part of the lift kit assembled. It looks fantastic. Remember that measurement we took on the torsion bar adjustment bolt? Here's where it comes into play. I need to see 2.5 inches of thread as I run this bolt up.
We blew through this pretty quick, but you and your buddy could probably knock this out in about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, that's assuming if both buddies are actually working.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, calm down. When we come back from the break, we're going to jack up the back end of this Colorado. Stick around.
You need to brake.
Welcome back to Trucks, where we're upsizing this mid-size Chevy Colorado, giving it some more show and some more go. We finished the installation of the front half of our Skyjacker 4-inch lift kit. Now it's time to jack up this rear. First, the OE shocks need to come out. And we make these leaf springs disappear. Okay.
In order to get our 4-inch lift in the rear, we're going to install these new re-arc leaf springs. These new leaf springs fit into the original factory mounts. They also come with their own new U-bolts. Now, even though the truck and its bolts are new, it's still a good idea to replace the U-bolts when you're replacing the springs.
We're going to be replacing all the shocks in our Colorado with these Skyjacker Nitro 8000s. These shocks have twin-tube design and velocity-sensitive valving. What that means is that the valving inside actually senses the terrain you're driving on and the demands that you put on the shocks. They also have 150 psi nitrogen charge that's going to eliminate any oil foaming.
Hey, hurry up with that gun, will you?
Hold your horses.
All right, it's just like Christmas. I told you these meats were coming in, but before I show you what we got, I gotta tell you, adding these bad boys is gonna give you a heavier rotating mass. And with a truck like our Colorado that's gonna see more asphalt than dirt, we gotta upgrade those brakes.
So, we're going to start with these Baird DeSella rotors. Now, the biggest difference between these rotors and the stock ones is that they're cross-drilled and vented. This helps with outgassing during hard braking situations. But the best thing is that these are a direct bolt-on. To work hand-in-hand with these rotors, we're going to use their Sport Touring pads. This is a ceramic pad that's going to give us up to 15% better braking. And it's a low-dust pad, so that's going to keep our wheels looking sharp.
Brake line on the rear of this truck needs this spacer block in order for it to work. This is easy, but up front, whole different animal.
Yeah, you're not kidding, because now this original brake line is fairly long enough. But Skyjacker was thinking ahead and has included these braided stainless steel DOT-approved lines in with the kit. Not only do these lines look great, they're less prone to being damaged off-road, and they won't swell during hard braking.
Oh yeah!
What do you got?
Catback just got in.
Cool, let me get this finished up, I'll give you a hand.
All right. Hey, now that the brakes are almost done, let's go to a break. But when we get back, we're gonna make this thing sound as good as it looks.
Hey, Paul, grab that little piece of pipe.
Little! Hey, welcome back to Trucks and the upsizing of our Chevy Colorado for Skyjacker. Now, we've already done a 4-inch lift, we've got new shocks and better brakes. Now we're gonna increase the performance. We're gonna get rid of the old stock pipe and put in a catback exhaust system.
We got this great kit from Gibson that comes with a high-flow muffler and splits off into dual outlets. Now, this is not only going to make our Colorado sound great, but it also enhances exhaust gas scavenging. In plain English, it's going to sound better while we go faster. First, we'll install the head pipe onto the OE flange. And with our clamp on, the muffler goes into place. Next, we'll install the driver's side tailpipe, followed by the passenger side.
Add a little bearing grease to the factory mount. Makes hanging a lot easier.
The passenger side uses this factory mount for the last grommet. The kit comes with this hanger that mounts to a convenient location under the bed to secure the driver's side.
Now, the main purpose of lifting this truck was so we could get bigger tires and wheels on there for better ground clearance. Now, just get in here and take a look at this aggressive tread pattern of this Dick C-Pack tire made by Mickey Thompson. Not only will you get high performance off the road, but you're gonna get a sweet ride on the road. Wow, these things are heavy.
Quit complaining.
You know they're strong when they're heavy. Now we've got them wrapped around these forged 10 by 16 inch DC1 wheels. But don't let this shiny polish fool you. They're a lot stronger than those OEs we took off earlier. Let her down! Wow, man, that thing sounds good.
It does sound good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. All right, so what's next?
Well, you said it. Let's get some horsepower into this thing.
About time.
Now, with the exhaust opened up, we've got to get this thing to breathe a little better. We're going to do that with this Air-Aid intake system and this Powerade throttle body spacer. These parts are dyno-proven bolt-on horsepower. Check this out. Powerade's 1-inch throttle body spacer improves the low-end torque and horsepower by utilizing this helix-style bore, which creates a vortex for better fuel atomization. What all that means is that we get a better burning fuel charge. You ready over there?
Yeah, go easy. I bought your lunch today.
Remove the stock air box, then the throttle body, and just install the spacer with the supplied bolts. And then reassemble. For our cold air kit, first replace the factory filter with the high-flow reusable filter. Pop on the new cool air dam where the old cover fit, and install the weather seal.
Now, the really cool thing about that air filter is it really is a one-time buy, but you got to keep it clean.
That's right. When we come back, we're going to dress this thing up with some cool body armor.
Then we take this thing out and treat it like a red-headed stepchild.
Welcome back to Trucks. Check out our Colorado show truck. We've upgraded our brakes, installed a 4-inch lift kit to clear these awesome new wheels and tires. Then we added a catback exhaust and a cold air intake up front to pump up the horsepower.
Yeah, but not so fast, Slick. Before we can take this beast out on the road, we got to finish it up. We're going to put a little chrome on here. We got a bed liner to put in, and that ought to do it.
Well, we're burning daylight.
Well, then get your butt back to work.
Okay, you guys all know the drill with a typical bed liner. If your cargo's not locked down, your stuff's going everywhere. You're going to get corrosion underneath it and your paint's going to get rubbed off. Well, Dual Comp has come up with a system that takes care of all of that.
Hey, give me that.
It's a 5-piece system that comes with these hard polyethylene sides that offer incredible dent resistance. This thick rubber mat makes sure your cargo is going to stay where you put it.
These liners fit most late model trucks. First thing you want to do is slide the bulkhead in place. Next step, slide the sidewalls in, tap until the tie downs come through. Next is the tailgate. But the cool thing is, we're using the factory hardware. Now we lay the bed mat in place, lock it in, all one big piece.
That looks awesome.
Wow, sure does. But I know what you guys want to see. You want to see what this thing can do. So, let's take it out.
I'm all over that, and I'm driving.
No, I'm driving.
No, I'm
driving. Thinks he's driving. I'm driving.
Hey, who's in the driver's seat?
I'll wrestle you for it.
Well, I guess he's driving.
Of course I'm driving.
man, this thing feels good. It just rides smooth.
With those tires, you would never even think that.
No.
It's a good tire.
The looks are deceiving, and it's got good road manners. It just behaves.
Oh, God, that was awesome. That was awesome. Oh, poor Chad. You nailed Chad. Whoop.
Tree.
Where did that come from?
The ground. About 200 years ago.
I'm gonna come back here with a chainsaw and cut that sucker down.
Oh, buddy. All right, who's gonna call Skyjacker?
I don't know. I'm not getting a signal on my phone. So obviously it ain't me. All right. Wow. That was awesome. Man. Well, as you can see, our show truck, it's not so pretty anymore.
Yeah, neither is Chad.
Yeah. But we did prove this is a real truck and not just some trailer queen.
That's right, and you could take all these stock parts, put it back on the Colorado, make it a stock truck again. But after fun like that, why would you want to do it?
Hey, poor Chad. Huh?
I'm gonna go look for a bumper.
Hey, hold on. Before we go, I just want to show you one last thing. It's this flashback tuner from Super Chips. Man, I'll tell you, this thing is really cool. Because not only can you get more horsepower, more torque, and better fuel economy out of your truck, this flashback can actually be updated from the internet. So, when Super Chips does an update, you can download it for free by using this USB cable and plugging it into your PC. How cool is that?